Child support is like the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. You always hear about it, but you never see it. If you want to adopt a child and one or both of the biological parents are paying child support, stick around because in this video, I'm gonna talk to you about when child support ends after an adoption. There are really three scenarios that usually involve child support when we're talking about adoption. Those three scenarios are going to be a step-parent adoption, a kinship or relative adoption, and it's also going to be what I call a legal guardianship adoption. So we're going to talk about those three scenarios in just a bit. But before we get started, be sure to take a minute to subscribe to my channel and like this video, just so you know this is the place to be. If you want to know about adoptions, fostering, caring for vulnerable children, and you want to be the best adoptive parent that you can be. This is something that I've helped hundreds of families with just like you. So if that's you and you are excited about adoption, you're excited about foster care, you can click the link below to access a free training on adoption, and you can learn the 3 secrets that you need to know to adopt successfully without losing time, money, or hope in the process. Okay, so if that's you, again, go ahead and click the link below to access the free training. All right, so let's talk about the first adoption scenario when we usually have to deal with child support. Okay, so that would be a step-parent adoption. So sometimes in step-parent adoptions, the other parent who's not involved, which is unfortunately usually the biological father, is sometimes paying child support. Okay, so after you go through the step-parent adoption process, something has to happen to the child support, because once the stepdad becomes officially the legal dad for the child, the other parent no longer should be paying child support. And so the way that child support ends after a step-parent adoption is you have to go through the whole process. We have to wait for the adoption to be completely finalized in court, and then you can go to the court that has ordered the child support, show them that the adoption has happened, and ask that the biological dad's child support be terminated. All right, now the second scenario for an adoption when child support is involved is usually for a relative or kinship adoption. So in these types of adoptions, what we're having is maybe the grandparents are adopting the grandkids, or maybe an aunt or uncle is adopting their niece or nephew. Sometimes in those cases, the biological parents are paying child support. I've had cases where bio mom was paying child support and the bio dad was paying child support, but typically at least one of the parents is paying child support. So in that situation, you have to do the same thing. You have to go through the entire adoption process, okay? And after the adoption is over, then you can ask the court that ordered the child support to terminate the child support. All right, so the third adoption scenario where child support is involved usually is in a legal guardian adoption. So a legal guardian adoption is when somebody who has become the legal guardian for the child has adopted that child. When I talk about legal guardianship, I'm talking about you have to go through the court process and you have to actually get legal guardianship for that child, okay? In every state in the United States, you can do that. You can become the legal guardian for a child. What happens with the guardianship is that it suspends the rights of the parents, but it doesn't terminate their rights. So sometimes a guardianship can be a good option when you are weighing adoption and guardianship. Again, with this type of adoption, we have to go through the whole adoption situation. We have to go through the whole process. The adoption has to be completely finalized. And after that is finalized, then child support can be terminated. So even if the other parent is agreeing to the adoption, they're ready to do it, you just have to remember that you can't just terminate their child support right now. They have to understand that you have to wait until the adoption is completely finalized and everything is done before the child support will be terminated. Now that you know when child support ends after an adoption, if you live in Nebraska and you are ready to adopt either your relative, do a step-parent adoption, or any other type of adoption, there is a link below in the description box that you can click to book a free consultation with my law office. Make sure to watch that next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.